lovelies. We're going to do another deck review. These next two decks were hand delivered, so that's pretty special. They're up from Kickstarter. This is a deck by Chris Leach, and he lives in the area, which is kind of cool. So this is the Delian Oracle, and this is just the most beautiful box. And watch this. I did open this earlier. Look at that. Oh, that is just beautiful. That is just beautiful. This is just ringing all the bells for me. I just love this. So here's the book, which again, stunning. It's not a chunky monkey, but it's beautiful. Beautiful. So we got some. So this, well, I'll go back. This is an oracle deck. Yeah. So not a tarot, it's an oracle. So we have little saying here, and then I think this is the 0. So I guess that's the beginning, kind of like the Fool in tarot. And you look at that, there's 71 cards in this oracle. Look at that. Oh my gosh, it's so beautiful. Like, this is just stunning. Okay, so I see the, okay, vaguely I see the plant in the background. So that's a moly. And then we got mandrake, and you can kind of see the image in the background, which is beautifully done. Pomegranate. So if we were going to look at pomegranate, gives you its name, where it comes from, or I guess, okay, I'll just read it, blah. Nicknamed grenade in France and wine apple in Ireland, the pomegranate is the beautiful garnet fruit associated with Persephone. And that tells you a little bit about the lore of the pomegranate. And then here's your keywords: beauty, depth, devotion, fertility, nourishment, renewal, blood ties, reincarnation. And here you go. Okay, so you have an arrow. So if it comes upright, and then those are the keywords. And if it comes here, you got the arrow. So if it comes reversed, these are indebtedness, superabundance, invocation, wantonness, conventionness, crimes of passion. Wow. All right. And then you go through all the, so some of these are different colors. Seems the middle, which is it matches my nails. How beautiful. Serendipitous right there. So it's like white. You got green. Okay, so you got, I don't know why. Does it say anywhere? So this is red on a white background. This goes to orange on a white background. Black with yellow. White with green. I don't know why. There must be a reason. Black and blue. Purple and white and purple. Or pink, and then black and white. And wow, do these mean something? I gotta get into this. Okay, so here's the, oh, isn't that beautiful? What a beautiful backing. Like, everything is so thought out and beautiful. So now I got to get into this. Okay. So this seems to be his company signature picture. Hi, want to put in frame? Sure do. This also came with the huge postcard. This came with the deck. And so this seems to be the calling card, basically, of his company. So separate that back out again. Okay, so here it looks like, yeah, interesting. Okay, so let's see. We'll start here. This is 0, so we looked at that. This is the mandrake with the 1. Oh, I mean, these are beautiful. And then 3 and 4. So let me look at when the color changed and to see if that means anything. Laurel, swan. Okay, so we got to, it looks gradual. So swan looks like it's a different color. Is it a reason for it here? 4, 5. Good Lord, these are beautiful. 6. There's your swan. So one thing, in a lot of users of Oracle decks, one thing, you're either in two camps. You like just the image and you intuitively look at it and go, okay, swan to me in this reading, it's saying whatever. Right. Some people would like to have keywords so you know the intention of what the author, creator had for the swan. So beauty, grace, inner strength, intuition, self-awakening, and commitment. Right? So I don't know, would you intuitively look at that and say, yeah, that's what I get from that? Grace, maybe. Inner strength, could be. Intuition, not really. Self-awakening, maybe. You know, the wings are out. Commitment, well, maybe if you know about swans and they have one mate for life. So maybe commitment, if you knew that fact. Yeah. So maybe. So let's look at the next one. So 7 is donkey. And I love this donkey. Oh, I love it. Beautiful. Okay, so donkey. So if I was going to look at this, and I love that there's some history there because I eat history up. Yum, yum. So if you were looking at this, let's see if you would understand what the creator wants you to see in this. So would that be dedicated, hardworking, capable, loyal, able to endure, a survivor? Well, he does look browbeaten, so I could see the hardworking and able to endure. I think you could get that from that. Oh my gosh, these are so pretty. So I'm going to look, where does it start to go into different colors? And see if there's a reason. Okay, so 15 and 16. Let's look at them as we look at these cards together to get up to there. So we're on 8. And there's 9. Wow. 10. I gotta say, just visually, I think these are one of my favorite cards. 11. A white raven. Now, recently, I think on north of here, they saw a white raven on an island, and it's like, love that. 12. The owl. 13. I'm guessing it's a vulture. 14. Do you remember what number I said? I think it was 15, 16. Yeah. So this is 14. Oh, just gorgeous. Here's 15. So 15 and 16. I don't know if there's a reason that these are on black. I mean, there might not be any reason. Aren't these beautiful? 17. Die. 18. Do a couple more. 19. Now, doesn't that give you kind of the Wheel of Fortune? Set on fire. But yeah, just the Wheel of Fortune. Well, I gotta look it up. Is that kind of what it is? Or where are you? 19? Let's see. Wheel of Fire. That's great. Oh, this is absolutely amazing. Okay. That's funny. And here's 20. These are stunning. Stunning. Okay, so let's look at a few more things about this deck. I love that there are so many. Like usually you'd get maybe, that many in a deck. It's just beautiful. How many was there? Yeah, 71. Like, come on. See, 71. That's amazing. I love chunky decks like that. No gilding or foiling. The cards are a little thin. I will say that. They do have a beautiful snap to them though, but they are thin. Cardboardy actually. They do have a nice finish on them though, right? Like they are soft. So there is something to it. It's just really thin. But I am guessing that this is going to shuffle. Should I shuffle it now? Oh my gosh. Wow. So I'm going to do a deck interview, and I don't think I've done one with an oracle yet. And this is the perfect one to start with. So I'm going to, let's see. I'm going to shuffle these like a mad woman. I want to do that, right? I'll side shuffle first. And that's beautiful. Thank you. Oh my gosh, that was a side shuffle too. Okay, shuffle A+. I am really liking that. Yeah, beautiful. One more because I'm enamored. Okay, so wonderful. Okay, so I'm going to clean this all up. I'm going to put down my cards for the deck interview to see what kind of deck interview this is. I'm thinking it's going to be beautiful, but let's see. So I'll see you in a second. Okay, so I have laid out my spread that I love to do with my decks. I'm going to try this with this one, which is an oracle deck. But I think it's, the book is pretty straightforward. I'll look up the keywords. I might give her a go for intuition maybe when I first get them down, but I think the keywords will be key. Kind of wish it was on the cards. Doesn't have to be. I think the more you use this, the more intuitive you will be because the cards and the pictures are just so glorious. So let's start with number 1, which is your true self. So deck, tell me about yourself. So we got 52. Isn't that a picture? What does that mean? Oh, I can't wait. Okay. So I see we're going to have problem with spacing and oh well. So your uniqueness. What is your favorite topic? There we go. We'll take it this way. And your favorite topic is this. So if I was going to guess, it's got something to do with the seasons. That's number 65. All right. So, third is strengths. What are your strengths? Got you. That's number 4. So, if I was going to guess, I would guess it's something about the tree. Next is, what are you avoiding? What is your weakness? And your weakness, well, I remember that. That's a mandrake. So that will be interesting. And the last one is first impression. What is your first impression of me? There we are. Goodness. Goodness. First impression of me. I hope that's not a comment on my looks. Maybe the Hermit. And I am a Virgo, so that might be pretty on point. I don't have a beard, though. I don't know. I guess we'll find out. All right, our next is your task. What are you here to teach me? Ooh. Stay in the deck. So, your task is 51. I don't know what that would be. I gotta say that I've been shuffling these, and honestly, they're velvety. They're not glossy, which is fantastic, but they're velvety. Like, they have a beautiful finish on them, and it makes shuffling just dreamy. Anyway, the next one is partnership. What will our relationship be like? There's one. Ooh, so we got that owl. So that's our partnership. I'm intrigued. Next is what needs maintaining. What can I do to keep our communication clear? There we go. Hey, there you are, Swan. What can I do to keep our communication clear? I got the Swan. Number 6. So next is your deep knowledge. What is your overall message for me that is important for future readings? Woo, read it right away. So here's 16, your deep knowledge. Interesting. And your last one. Overall outcome. What is the potential outcome of our working relationship? Here we are. Oh my. Okay. A heart. Could be good. Could be good. So that's number 64. So now I will put these over here, and we'll go through these and see what this deck has to tell me. So, your true self, 52. That's, okay, so hedon is a Greek, and agon. So, okay, so looking down here, agon is if it's reversed. Hedon, possibly, hedone. Hedon is upright. So this was upright. Hedon, I know I'm saying that wrong. So that's the daughter of Eros, of love, and Psyche, the soul, the personified god of pleasure. Okay, so upright, sensual pleasure, enjoyment, gratification, voluptuousness, hedonism. Okay, so maybe that's hedon. Hedon. hedonism. Okay, so that's where hedonism comes from, that word. That's the daughter. Okay. Wow, I got some learning to do. So, your true self is enjoyment, gratification, sensual pleasure. So you're going to be, so let me just read a little more here. While the Epicureans viewed her positively and the Stoics viewed her in a negative light, okay. Aristotle viewed the balance of hedony or hedon and agon as both the catalyst and the barometer of virtue. Okay, so you are going to be, you're telling me about yourself, you're going to be very pleasurable, enjoyable. Your true self is that you enjoy this kind of work. You enjoy giving messages. You enjoy deciphering of messages. Maybe? I kind of like that. Okay. A happy deck. Happy. So, next is your uniqueness. Your favorite topic, and we have 65. Hora. The Hora. The Hora is the goddesses and personifications of the 4 seasons. So I was right. It is the 4 seasons, which kind of looks obvious. Spring, summer, fall, winter. Okay. The keywords are environmental conditions, cycles, exigencies. Wow, I don't even know. Measure, flavor, the portioning of time. So your uniqueness is talking about cycles and time and seasons. So your uniqueness is going to be everything has a season, everything has a time, everything goes in cycles. So maybe you're going to impart that in your readings. Something like that. We'll see as we go along, because your uniqueness usually shows up down here too. So your strength is, what are your strengths? And that is number 4. Plain. Beside a grove of olive trees outside ancient Athens grew a great plane tree where Plato founded his academy. Here philosophical lectures were heard and questions posed to be debated through the use of dialectic reasoning. Okay, so your strengths are healing, regeneration, knowledge, understanding, counsel, appreciation, fellowship, and solstice. Now those are beautiful strengths. Healing, regeneration, knowledge, understanding, beautiful. Okay, those are beautiful strengths. I mean, if you do come to the cards and you have a question, you want to know that the strengths of this deck are going to be that they're healing and they're knowledgeable. They can give counsel and fellowship. Wow, that is a really good card for there. So what are you avoiding? And we got the mandrake. I remember that from, here we go. Mandrake. Circe's magical plant. The mandrake is a human-shaped root with hallucinogenic properties. Burned as incense by the ancient Greeks and used by witches to this day, this plant is said to impart wisdom. Okay, so what you are avoiding. So I think I would take the negative of that. You are avoiding superstition and insanity. Well, that's great. Ill will, poisoning, addiction. Because if it was upright, what you are avoiding is medicine and deeply rooted wisdom, and that kind of goes against your strengths. The healing power of nature, but we got a tree over here. Good fortune. What you're avoiding, good fortune? No, that doesn't. I think I would look at the negative on this one, and that would be here you have knowledge, and what you are avoiding is superstition and cruelty and ill will. So you're not going to give me something that's going to be very, make me sad, make me feel like hopeless. I'm guessing that what you are going to give me is this side, the strengths, which is knowledge, and you're going to avoid the hokey pokey, superstitious, warning kind of thing. That's what I'm getting from you, Mandrake. And here, we've got can I put there, maybe I'll put my coffee cup here. No, it's not going to give enough of a shadow for my first impression, which is 39. Hi, everyone. This is going to look different. What has happened is I was doing the video and I realized that when I did the first impression, I read number 29, not 39. So 29, I had said it was this one, and it's actually 39. And I'll recheck that. Yeah, 39. And I apologize, today it's raining, so it's all going to sound different. I got a different mat on. It's going to look different. New nails or rings, different outfit. Thank goodness, that's a long time. But, so when I pulled the first impression, I got 39. And so I'm going to read that now and have a think about, because since I've done the video, it's fresh in my mind. Because this was a hard one. I gotta say, as I'm watching it, it was really hard for me. Number one, the words. I'm not great with Greek words, but also just thinking about how these cards were trying to answer these questions. And sometimes I get it, sometimes I don't, but I think the first impression was definitely wrong. I made it fit, and it was actually better than what this is saying, because, the other one had like a lot of interesting things. This one, I'm going to read it to you, and you'll see that I have to make a stretch. But first impression, this is the first impression that the deck had for me, and is tell us for us, and that's a child god of healing. Telesphorus is the son of Asclepius. Oh my God, sorry, and that's the god of medicine, and the brother Hygeia, god of health. Always cloaked and often hooded, Telesphorus is yoked to the genie Cuculati spirits of Western Europe. As such, Telesphorus not only signifies convalescence, especially the recovery of illness in children, but also sometimes doubles as an incarnation of Priapus. Anyway, it came out right side up, so it's recuperation, rejuvenescence, rehabilitation, resurgence, and curative. So thinking about it, your first impression of me is that I think what you are saying is I'm working on myself, rehabilitating myself, trying to fix things. So the curative, trying to recoup from a loss, which I've talked about, we did have last December. Trying to get back, trying to get my footing, trying to make sense of everything. Rejuvenescence, trying to rejuvenate that energy and spark that I believe I had. I know I had. And so maybe what the deck is saying is that you see me as a work in progress, and I'm trying to get back to homeostasis. I'm trying to get back to where I was. And this is the child god of healing. So, and he looks nothing like a child. Like I looked at this and I went, child god? Like child? That's the oldest. Oh, I didn't get that. I really thought I was reading the wrong one again. So I am sorry that this is going to be a little cut up. I wanted to put that in here properly because even though the other card was really good, it talked about son of Apollo, it's into fishing, herb lore, food preservation, woodworking, ceramics, basket weaving, and the art of beekeeping. Like, I'm doing all that stuff. So I didn't even think twice to look at the number. Totally wrong. Now I'm here. And so the first impression is recuperation, rejuvenescence. Interesting. Maybe it was going a little deeper. The other one's a little more surface, like, hey, you like your hobbies, great. And this one's kind of saying, hey, you kind of had a setback, didn't you? And I see that. I appreciate that. And I'll get you back to regular programming. Your task, are we losing you in the corner? A little bit. Is number 51. In your task, what are you here to teach me? 51. So let us look. So it's upright. So here, isn't that, they don't have them for all, but on this one we have Harpocrates. Okay, so what you're going to teach me, I'm just reading the first line. So what you're going to teach me, Harpocrates is the god of silence, secrets, and discretion. Okay. So quiet, muteness, childishness, naivete, possibly, receptivity, and saintliness. So you're going to teach me, I think what you're trying to say is that you're going to teach me that I don't have to always speak out. I don't have to always, there is a gift in being quiet, and there is a gift in being observant. The childishness, juvenile, but I think there's also a childishness that is also spirit of wonder and of just looking and observing and learning. So I think what you're trying to say is your task to me, what you're here to teach me, is that the power of observing and being quiet and being still is fantastic. I think you can learn a lot by just watching and just learning and just being quiet and centered. So I do like that. And I'm guessing that might be what the card is. Someone on this pillar. So possibly that's Harpocrates. So next, right here, we have partnership. And that's, what will our relationship be like? And we have 12. And that's the owl. It is the owl. And the owl, able to turn its head 270 degrees and can see at night. The owl is affiliated with sagacity, okay, I'm having a hard time. I'm dyslexic. I work really hard, and these words are messing with me. So I'm going to skip that word. And acumen. So I'm going to just... It's Athena's symbol and familiar. Upright, which all my cards came out upright. Erudition, prudence, incisiveness, observation, vigilance, and veneration. So our partnership, I think, yes, well, I'm gonna take these words, and observation and vigilance, incisiveness. So our partnership is going to be, we're going to observe, which I think goes back to your task. I think we're going to use each other when I have a question about a situation. And I think that is really what you are trying to say, is especially with these owls, the big eyes. Their eyes are so big, their brain is smaller. Observation. I think those skills of observation and the skills of being quiet are really what you're going to try to teach me. It's really coming out, like a lot of things here are pointing towards that, which I think is a wonderful contribution to a reading, to say, like, you really need to look at this. You really need to listen to this. So I think the partnership is going to be, you're really going to push the observation and being vigilant and being very precise with what you're going to tell me. I like that. What needs maintaining? And we have the swan. And the swan, Leda, the beautiful queen of Sparta, was seduced by Zeus, disguised as a swan. And they had kids and blah, blah, blah. It's a symbol of beauty, grace, and eroticism, which points back here to your true self. I see this. What needs maintaining? What can I do to keep our communication clear? You're saying with this card, upright, it's beauty, grace, inner strength, intuition, self-awakening, and commitment. So what needs maintaining? I'm going to take the commitment. So the commitment to listening, and the commitment to observing, the commitment to self-awakening. So maybe having those realizations. You're not going to necessarily point it right out to me, but I think having the self-realization, those aha moments, using intuition, I think that's another thing that you are going to try to enhance with me, is getting my intuition heightened, my inner growth, my inner strength, and you're going to do it through beauty and grace. Wonderful. Your deep knowledge. What is your overall message for me that is important for future readings? And we have 16, and I think it's a chimera. It is. The chimera is a fantastic fire-breathing monster of ancient Greece lore, sharing characteristics of dragons. Part lion, part goat, and part snake. The bane to many men, according to Homer. Okay, so let's go to the keywords. Your deep knowledge. Overall message, important for future readings. The keywords are overcoming fears, seeing beyond illusions, uniting to defeat an enemy, and accepting the irrational. Deep knowledge. What's important for future readings? So overcoming fears and seeing beyond illusions. I like that. You're saying for future readings, I'm going to have to overcome the fear of what you possibly could tell me, seeing beyond my situation, trusting that I can figure this out with what you are telling me, because we go to what needs maintaining, and over here with the swan, with the inner strength and intuition. So you're going to help me see beyond the illusion of whatever circumstance I am coming to you with, and overcoming the fear, because maybe intuitively I know that the situation is bad, or maybe intuitively I know the answer to a question and I might be hesitant. So I think what you're going to show me is like I can get beyond that. And I do like that. So you're kind of feeling a little bit like that you could be available for some nice shadow work. I think maybe that's what you're seeing here with the chimera, that you could do shadow work, and you can help me with, if I was going to use you for shadow work, that you'd help me overcome some fears and seeing beyond the illusions, which like all speaks to shadow work for sure. That's beautiful. Most of my decks that I have for shadow work are black and white decks, very dramatic and very poignant and in your face, where I think this one is going to be a little bit more leaving it for me to decide where that shadow is and how I can maneuver with it and around it and past it. So I like that. So overall outcome, I'm interested in this. Heart. Beautiful, beautiful card. Can you see it? I'm not even looking. Go up there a little bit. There you are. Overall outcome. Potential outcome for our working relationship. 64. And that's right at the end here somewhere. 64. Erotes? Oh, my Greek. So it says the winged siblings of Eros, the Erotes, made up Aphrodite's retinue and represents all aspects of love, often evoked by poets. The god Eros existed in two forms, the son of Aphrodite and a primordial element, who hatched from a world egg at the dawn of creation. It's the Sacred Heart of Christian mysticism. Okay. So the Sacred Heart, our overall outcome will be love and affection, warmth, passion, tenderness, romance, and union. What you're saying, our possible outcome is that I'm just going to love you. I'm going to love your passion. I'm going to love your tenderness. I'm going to love the things that you are telling me. I'm going to understand them in my own way. I'm going to listen and be quiet. It's interesting that you started off your true self over here, 52, daughter of love, and you end it with love. So isn't that beautiful? The daughter of love, that's your true self. And you're saying that our overall outcome will be this, of our working relationship will be love. That's beautiful. It's interesting because here we're talking about shadow self. And as a deck, you're saying, it's about love, which is universally the best thing ever. So how wonderful. I am so intrigued. You start with love. You say that I must learn to be patient and be quiet. You see me as someone who, very crafty, thank you very much. But they're individual works, so I understand that. You're going to teach me about timing. Everything ends up with love. I am so intrigued by this deck. I am so intrigued. This is quite an introduction, I have to say. I am so intrigued. I cannot wait to use you, to ask you questions, to tell me things. Oh, well, thank you. Where's the deck? Here it is. So thank you so much. The Delian Oracle. Just beautiful. So I hope I intrigued you with this deck, and I hope to see you in another reading.